Greetings from the Eccentric Man, and tonight is a trial for men that would be kings. Playing John, who is blocking out the sun because it really is shining down here on the desert tonight. It is a cracking day out there. So we're going to give the men that would be kings a run. We've got 3 units of British that we've painted up. So I've got 1 unit there, one in the middle there, and John has got his naval brigade, which is quite good. So they're going to be defending the town. We've said that the either side sort of divided the board up into numbers. So the backboard can't be entered on, and nor can the left hand back, and nor can the right hand back. But this side, oh look, there's some Mardi already there. And this side, that can be where the Mardis come on. We're going to work out where they're going to come. It's going to be randomish. But what we're going to do is sit down and work out the points for the units and the leaders. We know what the points are. It's 18 points for the defenders and 34 for the attackers. We've worked out something like that. So now we've got to sit down and look at the leaders, because it's slightly different to Rebels and Patriots. Each unit has a leader, and you roll on the chart to see what their leadership value is and to see what their attributes are. So that could be amusing. So we're going to get ourselves into doing that. Back in a tick. So we've randomised the setup for the Mardi, and we've got them coming on from different sides, all randomly dice thrown. And we've got 2 on the left, 2 in the centre, and 2 sort of on the right. And the gun in the middle. We put the gun on anyway, didn't we?
Yeah, we put the gun on because...
Yeah, because we did. Can't move it, and that's where it is. So that's where the Mardi are. Let's see if I can get a close-up. John's still holding the board. Let's get a bit more. So yeah, got the Mardis on there. Trees are just cover. And the barricades hard cover. So we'll see how it goes. We might recycle the Mardi units. It's just a matter of what they're going to be. So it's got them set up, and we've got to work out the officers. There's 7 officers for the Mardis. Right, okay, that's what we're going to do next. So, start of turn 1, and John is going to start activating his troops. In this game, the attacker always goes first, and John is the attacker with the Mardis. So, the way to activate a unit, some units have free actions, so the tribal units have a free move.
And they have a free fire.
And the regulars have a free fire, but they also can do stand 2. Did the tribal ones get go to ground as a free action? Instead, go to ground means that they go down and they can't be targeted. So it's only one of those. So activation, you declare what you're going to do with the unit, and then if it's a free move, free action, you can just move it.
No, mine's move and stand 2.
Move and stand 2. Stand 2 just means that you're doing nothing really. So the Mardis get a free action. You can decide to do a double move at the double, but that is not a free move, and you have to pass your leadership test to do it. And each officer in the unit has a leadership. So we've gone through John's army, and he's got different leaderships numbers, and we've put little tokens behind them to show what they're doing. You've got another 2 over there, John?
Yeah, which I'm
right, you're going to do them up there. So using the markers from historic games that we got for bolt action, which is quite handy. So that's there. So these have got 7, and the unit in the middle, half a minute, is on a 6, and Uncle Albert, and we'll tell you a story about Uncle Albert, and Uncle Albert is on a 4+, because he is a legend of the Empire already. When we were rolling up stats for him, he has become a legend, and I'll go through it in more detail to show you how you do your leadership. But that's it, so we're ready to go. What are you going to do then, John, for your first one?
Right, so basically, to move them, I need to roll 8.
No, you can just move.
Yeah, but no, if I want to double,
If you want to double, if their leadership is 8, you need to get 8 or more.
8 or more, right, okay.
on 2 dice.
Okay, first turn I'm just going to move 8 inches forward.
Okie dokie.
Would help, but it'd take me. Right, let's go on, I've done with that.
You lost your tape measure.
Yeah, put it somewhere.
Oh good, tape measure's gone. So let me introduce Uncle Albert. Now Uncle Albert is a character from Only Fools and Horses. And he was in the Navy, and he goes on about what he done in the Navy. And when John painted up this character for his naval regiment, he just stood out to me as an Uncle Albert. So that's what I christened him, and his name has stuck. So let's have a look at what we do for leaders in Men Who Would Be King. As we were saying, you've got 2 tables that you roll on. The first table you roll on is for their leadership value. So for Uncle Albert, I rolled a 6, and as you can see, they're irregular. A 5 or a 6 gives you a 5+. So that was a start. So his leadership at the moment is 5+. So then you roll on the next table, and the next table you roll 2 d6s, and it gives you it from 1 to 6. So as you can see on the left hand side, first column goes from 1 to 6, and then you roll another dice and you look where the corresponding entry is. So if you can see there, if you rolled a 2 and then you rolled a 2, you'd get ugly. So that would, a 2 followed by a 2 would give you ugly. However, for Uncle Albert, I rolled a 6 followed by a 6, and that gave us a Legend of the Empire. And so Uncle Albert VC, Legend of the Empire, was born, and I think John will probably keep him as that for all the games that we play with him through the Sudan wars. So tribal troops, if John wanted to, he could just run through the trees as it's soft cover, and the tribal units just ignore rough ground. As you move at the double, I think you get a pin marker.
Yeah, that's why I've not done them at double. They're normal, they move 8.
Oh right, move 8, right,
move
yeah.
8, yeah, tribal move 8. I'm then going to move these, but these aren't going to move at the double.
Okay.
So it's 2 dice, I'm 5s.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on it. I'd get higher than 5. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm fine. It's the other way around, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So they move double, which is 16 inches.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Boy, oh boy.
The attribute of...
No, hang on, they don't... When we done the demo game, we were rolling the dice to see how far they went.
Yeah, you move your 8.
Yeah, and then you roll
plus
dice.
the roll of a dice.
That's it.
Yeah. So at the double, that's not bad. You go 12 anyway, don't you?
12, yeah. That's it. So yeah, you roll... Just remember that.
Yeah. So half a minute in the middle. His attribute is Shirker. So his unit cannot be ordered to attack, fire or volley fire until he has been shot at or attacked himself. I've got Jacob Reesbog in this one, and he is a pleasant chap. Just goes to show how deceiving it is. And that's it. He gets no bonuses. However, Uncle Albert, Legend of the Empire,
went from 5 command to 4.
went to 5 to 4. So he's a legend. So that's the first 2 units sorted. Only another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go.
Yes, if I double them, I get +2 on them, but the double.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to attempt to fire my artillery.
Oh, the artillery. So, the artillery firing, what sort of gun is it?
They're 6+.
Let's hope it's only 24-inch range.
No, there's more than that.
So the artillery piece has 4 men and rolls 4 dice. So for all the other units, you roll the number of dice that there are men in the unit.
Is it 4 dice or is it 2 per man?
Oh, that could be close. It could be 2 per man, couldn't it?
I don't know, let's find the unit. I know they're 4 shots because they are the captured Egyptian guns.
Yep.
So
It could be 2 shots per man, couldn't it?
I think it is 2 per man.
Into the rule book it will be. So we've had a quick look, and it is 2 dice per model firing the gun.
First of all, we need to get 6 or above to be able to activate.
Yep, 6 or above.
To activate.
Yep, 7s, so they're okay.
So I get 2, 4, 6,
8 dice.
8 dice.
And you need
5 or 6.
5 or 6.
1,
what do you got?
3, you've got 4 hits.
4 hits. So it works much the same as
Rebels, is it?
Rebels and
It
Patriots.
starts on a 1 rather than a 2. Because Rebels and Patriots, it starts on a 2.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think it starts on a 1 in this.
Yeah. Yes, I think you're right. Yes, it will. So it'll be 1, long range 2, hardcover 4s. So you would have killed 1 man.
I killed a man.
1 man from half a minute's unit. Ooh. So, because there's 1 casualty, yeah, half a minute to do it. So that it does work 2 things. So it gives me 1 pin marker because I've had 1 casualty. Oh no, I've got to take a test, haven't I?
Yeah, did you bring pin markers?
Yes. Got a leadership test to take to see whether I pass or fail, and if I fail, I get a pin. And what you have to do is, let's take our 1 casualty out. So we've got 1 man down. So for your morale test, the unit's leadership is 7. These are... They're just normal discipline, aren't they? Or are they? They're not elite, are they?
Let's have a quick look. I was taking them from...
Regular infantry.
Regular infantry. We are better in...
Discipline plus 1. So that means their 7 goes up to 8. But I've lost 1 man, brings me down to 7. So I've got to roll 7 or more to pass. Is that correct? Yeah. 7 or more to pass. And I did roll 7.
We're doing... This is discipline now, not leadership.
This is...
Discipline.
This is morale.
Which is discipline.
Yeah.
Your discipline is... You are regular.
I am regular. Right, we reworked the artillery, and John would only have needed 3 because the field gun reduces cover by 1. So it would have brought it down 4 to 3, but no difference. So we passed the pinning test. I probably needed to roll to see if my officer was a casualty first. So I'm going to roll to see if my officer's a casualty, and that's rolling 2d6, and on double 1s, he dies.
No.
We rolled 8, so we're good.
And then engine firing. Once you have determined to remove casualties from the target unit, that unit will need to take a pinning test.
Done that.
If it's suffered the casualty. You've done that one, have you?
Done that. Passed on a 7.
Okay, brilliant. That's it.
So, okay, on to the next unit.
On to the next unit.
So, the Mahdi's are moving forward, and you can see the ones that have got the round pin markers, those are ones that moved at the double. So, yeah, starting to approach on the British. So, time for me to start rolling some dice for the British, and let's see what they can do. Now, the question is, I've got 3 units, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacking units. Some can't move next turn. Those are the ones that got the rally pins on them. Got the pins on them. They've got to rally, so they're okay. However, the decision I could make is to put the units into close order, which means that they would get a much better shot at them next turn. The only trouble with that is putting them into close order is going to lose me a turn of firing.
But you're going to be hitting me on
4s possibly, because there's no first fire, is there, in this? I don't think there's a first fire. But yeah, interesting. As it's a practice, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put this unit into close order. To do that, I've got to take a leadership test, haven't I?
Yes.
A leadership test. So that's going to be 2d6, and their officer leadership is 7. Oh, that's not good, is it? But they've got a discipline of +1. So we should be.
You'll get +1 to your dice.
That was a bit of a crash. So let's have a look.
Got that,
Hmm?
Right.
So I need a 7 or more. Oh, that doesn't look good.
What'd you roll?
That doesn't look good at all. 3.
They do nothing then.
So they do nothing. That was a real bad decision. Well, that was troublesome. And I just realised I was using the dodgy dice John told me. So I'm going to go back to the eccentric man dice, and we're going to fire. Oh, I've got to fire at the closest, haven't I, John? Unless they're pinned.
No, hang on a minute. I was just reading that, funny enough.
All right. So I think what I'm going to be doing is trying to shoot with half a minute's group at this unit here.
If you go into volley fire,
Yeah.
close order, you get +1 to your firing. You must be at short range.
Right. So volley fire, you've got to go in close order, and you've got to be at close range.
Close range, and you also then
Can only fire at.
must be the closest unit to target. To the
Right.
unit
Yep.
ahead of a degree of 183.
Might have saved myself then, mightn't I? Okay then. So firing. I think half a minute is going to fire at this unit here. Going to fire at this far right unit with the black flag. So it's a fire order, and half a minute's unit. He's a shirker, but he has been fired at, so he can now fire. So we're saying that he can target anyone, not just the closest.
That's what I was just trying to read. Sorry.
But these two are pinned, so you can ignore those. So I think we can shoot at this one, or the unit in the middle. So let's have a quick look, see which one's, just in case we have to look at which one's closest.
So this could be interesting.
Right, we're going to fire at the black flag unit. There he is. And we need 5s, because that's what our firing capability is for British regulars. We need 5s to hit, and because they are in the open but at long range, each 2 5 or 6s will be a kill. So let's have a look and see what we can get. So what do we got, John?
They're 6s, aren't they?
They're 6s.
1, 2, 3, 4. Looks to me.
4. So 2 casualties.
2 dead.
2 dead and 2 pin markers. No, just 2 dead.
2 dead.
And a pinning test.
And leadership test.
Well, yeah, pinning test, leadership test.
Do leadership test first.
Yes.
And then you do.
Then the casualties.
Now,
So,
that's the unit.
Now, yes. So you've got 2 dead.
Let's roll the dice. See what
No, you got to do it in order. So it's 2 dead, and now you've got to roll for your unit leader.
Yeah. There's 2 dead, and I've got to roll now to see if one of them's a leader.
Yes.
Do I roll that twice? Because in Rebels, it went up by 1, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The autism.
Right, back into the rulebook. Toot sweet. Yep, we just checked the rules, and what John's seen is that, yep, just because they've taken a casualty, they will take a leadership test, and it doesn't matter how many casualties they've taken, it's always roll 2d6 and double ones kill.
But that's the unit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not the unit.
That's the unlucky unit.
John rolled for an unlucky unit, and it would appear it's this one, which means 2s and 3s kill.
So basically, from the way I read it, it says...
Well, I reckon if you hit a double 1, or a double 2, or a double 3...
It becomes a leader casualty on a roll of a 2 or 3.
Yeah,
So
rather than a 1.
Yeah, so I reckon it's...
Nah.
So I reckon that's dead.
No, I reckon that's alive, because that's 5.
No, it's not. It's double 1.
That's not double 1.
It means double 1, double 2 or double 3.
Yeah.
Or does it mean a 1 or 2 or 3? In other words, a combination.
Oh, I don't
You
know.
have a 1 and a 3, 1 and a 2. I think it means that. Because he's unlucky. I mean,
It would be unlucky.
very unlucky.
Very unlucky. He's dead. Well, okay then. We'll take it at that. I'll quickly post on the Men Who Would Be King's Facebook page.
Okay.
And we'll see if anybody's looking at it. So Uncle Albert in the Naval Brigade is taking a shot at the Mardi over by John's arm. So we've got the Naval Brigade there being led by Uncle Albert, and he is going to take a shot. His leadership, because he is a living legend, is 4+. So let's have a look what he's going to get. 8, so it's okay.
So they go close.
So they go into close order. They can't shoot this turn, so they're going into close order, which was possibly a good idea, possibly not a good idea, because John's cannon can shoot them and get a better shot. But they've gone into close order, and as that's 3 units for the British, that's the British turn over, and we're going to go into turn 2, and we've been joined by Steve from Lost Ark Games, and he's going to take on the other side of the Mardi, and we've cheered him up by telling him that he's probably lost the leader in one of the units already. The unlucky leader. We're just checking online to see some of the results of it. So the Mardis with John are running up the front, and they are going to be in attack range next turn if I don't blast them to bits with Uncle Albert's unit. So we'll see how that goes. John rallied the ones in the trees, and we've probably decided that it wasn't a good idea to put them at the double at the beginning, because they got a pin. So Steve is moving up 1 unit of Mardi because the others 2 had to rally, and 1 failed, the one which has got no leader, the unit with no name. Yeah, not much shooting going on with this, apart from John's cannon is going to have a quick burst. And,
Quick question.
Oh.
Free action is their movement. They can still do another one, can't they?
No.
No, not.
No, you don't get to. It just means you don't have to roll a dice to see whether you can carry it out. Yes. I suppose I have to tell John and speak to him. He's probably going to do it anyway because it's his only target. But, you know, sometimes he might forget it. Because, look, he's very engrossed in reading the rules.
I'm not. I'm looking. Steve needs to know what his troops' special abilities are.
Oh, right. John's looking at the special abilities. All right. But I might tell John anyway. John is going to fire the artillery piece.
He's going to fire at the Naval Brigade.
And he's going to fire at the Naval Brigade. Yeah, he passes. Yeah, I realised the error of my ways once I moved them into close order, because John can take a shot at them. He's likely to kill one, and I may well get a pin. And if I get a pin, I've got to rally it.
5 or 6 I need.
5 or 6. Disappointing.
3.
That's probably going to be 1 dead.
Don't know.
Well, I think we worked it last time, didn't we? So long range.
Long range is 2.
2.
Hard cover takes it to 4.
Yeah, and it's a field gun.
And you reduce the cover by 1, take it to 3.
Yes. So 1 man gone.
1 man gone.
Gonna have to roll to see if it's Uncle Albert.
I'm not sure about shooting my own men. Got to paint them.
Yeah. Got to roll to see if it's Uncle Albert.
No, it can't be.
Oh, that was very close. Double 1 it would have been Uncle Albert, but he's a legend, so he survives. So, yeah, that was lucky. And the unit have got to take a leadership test, so I need 4 up. Yeah, he's on a 4.
Goes to 5.
Goes to 5, and they've got +1 discipline, so
Back down to 4.
back down to 4.
Yeah,
So, yeah, they're good. Phew. So, Uncle Albert in the Naval Regiment is going to fire at those Mardis that are over there. And we are in close order, so we can do volley fire.
Volley.
And volley fire, you have to be within 12 inches, which we are.
That'll be 1 man.
And we've got to fire at the closest unit, which is them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, so
And they've got to be within the 180 sort of thing in front of us, which they are. So, you get +1 for your firing. So we're going to fire, and they are regulars, they're on 5,
goes down to 4.
so it goes down to 4. That's about it, isn't it?
Is that right?
I think that's about it. Because there's no first fire in this, because we're not using black powder. We are on to proper guns.
Body fire. Where's body fire? I read the whole thing about body fire. I can't
Yep.
find it now. Oh, yeah.
It's about that. I don't think we've missed anything, have we?
No, spot on.
Spot on. So 4s are needed.
4s are needed.
Oh, loads of dice.
There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. And I think because they're in close range, that's 7 of them, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah.
I think so. So 7 dead. Double 1 for your leader. Nope. So your leader's still there. What was it? So the unit's leadership is
8.
8. Minus 7.
What did you roll?
Plus 7, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, now, is there anything special about double 1?
I don't think there is anything special about double 1 in this game, other than that you
It's not going to be good, is it? Let's face it.
you get a pin. If you'd got double 6, because remember, sixes is always good, and 1s is always bad. So you just failed your pinning test. So 1 pin.
Is that what you get?
Yeah.
But they got a rally.
They got a rally next turn.
No, you can retreat. You can retreat when pinned, yeah.
Can you?
I read that, yeah.
Then you don't have to rally.
No, it says...
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? Because I'm sure it says if you got a pin, you have to rally.
Funny enough, I read it. It's one of the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a rule book out of the shop.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're just going to have a quick look and see what... double 1, see, it was fortunate you didn't roll that for your leader, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
But you don't have the same as you have with...
But you...
It's not like the pages where you actually rally.
No, when you roll to rally next turn, you don't actually take into consideration those 7 men that are lost.
Yeah, you just do normal...
You're just doing it on his leadership test.
Right, okay.
Whereas the pinning is on the number of casualties that you lost. So the other one is the number of pins. So you should be okay. As long as you don't roll double 1.
In case we decide we're going to read...
Okay. Half a minute is going to take a shot at the leading Mardy over there.
This one.
Yeps. Those ones in the middle. Because they're the closest ones to us and there's going to be probably more risk to them. And we are going to fire at them. So we don't have to take a test because we've got a free action of fire. And we've got 11 men. And we need 5s. Because we're not close order. And we've got 4. So
It's going to be 2.
that's going to be 2 dead.
2 dead.
So a leadership, a test to see if your officer's dead, your leader's dead.
2 1.
Fortunately not, so he's still alive. And then a pinning test. How many? What's your leadership test?
So 8 be on 10, won't they?
So they're on 8. So yeah.
Yeah, 10. 8.
The discipline is 1 though, isn't it? So it would be a 9. Tribal, because they're tribal veterans, so their discipline is +1.
Yes, +1.
Yeah,
You're +1, so you got a +1 on your...
on your dice.
So all our troops are +1.
So 9.
They pass.
Yes.
Oh, because it's less, isn't it?
It's basically, yeah, you bring that down, don't you? So that's actually a 7.
Yeah.
You lost 2, 7, 8, 9 goes to 9.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's it.
No, it didn't. Got to be above it.
Yeah. No, equal or above.
Yeah, well, hang on a second. Right.
It is above but not below.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
above, because the higher the morale, the
Yeah.
worse.
Equal or above.
Yeah.
Right, so, yeah,
So I failed.
you failed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you need 9. Because he's 8,
Yes.
goes to
So-
10 for 2 casualties,
Yes.
down 1 because he was disciplined to 9.
Yes.
and
And he rolled 8.
Right.
That's it then. Good. Yep. So they do get a pin.
Yeah.
That's not so bad then. So next is Jacob Rees Bog, and he is going to have a fire at I think he's going to fire at the ones in the middle. Ish.
That one.
This unit of Ansar. I think they're Ansar, are they?
I think that's
So
right.
that's what he's going to do. He's going to take a shot at the ones in the middle there.
I call them fuzzies and Mardy.
Yeah, so we're going to have a shot at them. We've got 12 of these, so we need another dice. So let's just... Oh, sorry about that. That's all over the place. 12 dice to kill an Almighty. Here we go. Eyes down.
Leading.
5s and 6s.
5s and 6s.
That's 4.
Oh, that's better.
Another 2.
Another 2.
What's their morale, Steve?
They are 6. So up to 8. Leader first. He's fine. 8.
Yeah, they're fine.
The morale 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's up to 8 and then back down to 7 because you remember your discipline. Every unit's got
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they've all got that.
They've all got it. The whole army's got it.
Handy.
So,
It's simple.
that is the British. We didn't do too bad there.
Yeah, killed a few.
Killed a few. It's held that unit up. That's got
Put
a
them ones over that side. Steve.
held up the old Mardy on that side because they've got a pin order now. One's coming through the trees. It's a bit too far away. That unit in the middle. Oh, if they went at the double,
Far away.
too far away.
8.
8.
14's the maximum you can
14
get.
maximum.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
probably just. Yeah, it's a bit
We're
shy
not
by
allowing measuring, so
shy by a couple of inches, isn't it?
we're not allowing measuring.
Yeah, and these ones are probably a bit too far. So we'll see what the Mardis can do next. So the Mardi are getting rather close. I think we've been making a mistake with one of the rules. At the double. I thought from the game that we played, the participation game, that if you moved at the double, you got yourself a pin marker. But I may have confused things. Because looking through the rules, I don't think it does give you a pin marker. So with that in mind, we've moved up the Mardi a little bit further. It makes no difference to what I could have shot or what I couldn't shoot. Don't worry about it, just ask a question. And yeah, so I think that's an important thing. At the double is able to move. So they are getting close. So we're going to have to try and shoot some. But I can't shoot all. I've got 3 units, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units closing in on me. So somebody's going to get in a hand-to-hand this next turn. So let's see what we can do for the British. Yeah, yes, that's right, because you have got to do it, haven't you? You've got to do it at the closest
unit.
volley fire at the closest unit. John's getting out his micrometer. He's looking at the millimeters. Yeah, I thought it was going to be that
I was
one.
actually doing inches, but I couldn't work it out.
Yeah. So, 4s to hit then.
18th or whatever it is.
4s to hit.
Oh, that's a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2,
Lots of little Mardis go to heaven.
8. 8.
Alright, 8.
8.
Right, they're not at the pearly gates, are they? Because they're not the same religion. So, I realised that I cheated because I used 11 dice when I should only have used 10, so I took off 1 casualty, which took it down to 7. And bugger me, John rolled 11 for his leadership test, and he's got a leadership of 5.
Minus 1 because of the discipline.
So he minus 7.
That's 4.
There's a couple of people in there.
So he passes. Terrible. He passes. No pin.
No pin.
So they are not going to be putting any. They're not going to have to rally. So they are going to be charging next turn. I've got 1 unit that I can't shoot at. They're going to charge this turn and duff me. But of course we have got Uncle Albert in there. Yeah, interesting. Oh, that wasn't quite what I was hoping. So, half a minute. Mr. Shirker is going to take a shot at the red flags. So, we have got 11 in this one, but we need 5s. Because we're not close order. So, we've got 4.
Oh, yeah. 2 dead.
So, 2 dead or 4 dead?
2, yeah. No.
because I'm in close.
Oh, it's 1.
I'm in close, so it's 4.
Yeah, this is 1. No, you're not in close.
Yeah, within
No,
12.
close range, sorry, yeah, big part.
So within 12, so it's only going to be 1s.
Yeah, so it's 4.
4 dead. That's going to cheer him up when he comes back.
So we mark 4.
So 4 dead on that one. When Steve comes back, we can give him the good news and he can take his tests. So the unit here, Rees Bog, is going to take a shot at these ones. So we've got 12 men firing here and needing 5s. So 12 dice coming up. So 5s and 6s needed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 again, yeah. This is definitely under average. Sure, Steve's going to be very happy when he comes in and sees the 2 units with 4 casualties each. But we'll see how it goes. Well, that was better than it could have been for Steve. He didn't lose any leaders. It was close. He rolled a 3 and a 2 would have killed. So very close to a double 1 on that one. But yeah, 1 unit got a pin and the other unit didn't. So going to be interesting. These ones probably a little bit too far away to have a big effect. Oh, excuse me. But John has got 2 units on that side which he can attack with now. Because that was the end of my go, wasn't it? That was the end of my go. Oh dear. Uncle Albert at the far side has got a lot on his plate. Yeah, the ones in the middle, they're not so bad. John's going slightly mad here. So it's the heat of the desert. So he's gonna. All tribal units come with tribal weapons, so it can be antiquated. I can't even say it. Antiquated
Rifle.
or antiquated, yeah, antiquated rifles and spears and bows and things like that. So he's going to take some pot shots at the naval ratings.
Right, so I need 4 to do it.
4 to do it.
Oh no!
Oh no, John!
They failed to activate.
Oh dear.
Damn.
Do you know, I am sad for that because I wanted. Shall we just say that they passed? Because I wanted to see what happens.
We'll see what happens, but it won't actually take effect.
All right, okay then.
So basically, I would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice.
9 dice.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Needing a 6.
Needing a 6. And I got 3.
Oh wow. That probably would.
2, didn't it, to be 1?
No, it's 1 plus 2 for hard cover.
Yeah.
Takes it to 3.
Yeah.
So I'd have killed 1.
You would have done.
Which would have gave less when I charged in the next unit. But there
Yeah,
you go, that's life.
yeah, that's
I didn't
life.
do it, so
No, you didn't do it.
We'll try. I'm going to activate these, needing a 7. There you go.
Oh, yep, they really go.
I should do what I was doing actually.
Well, yeah, I knew what you were going to do.
Charging.
Yep. Within 8.
Doing 8.
Yeah. So you move them up to be, if you can, in base contact.
Well, I'll put them up to the.
Yeah.
Just moving if they win. What's the charge? Charge still costs a D6, isn't it?
No, charge is just normal.
Basic move.
Just basic move. Double. I could have doubled.
Could have doubled because they're tribal.
Yeah. Anyhow.
So, yeah.
Now, fighting across an obstacle.
Yes.
I am 5 plus because I'm fierce.
Oh, you're fierce.
I think, or am I 4? I might be 4.
You're 4 plus because you're fierce.
Because it's normally 5, is it? Tribal.
Because you're tribal veterans, aren't you?
Tribal infantry is 5 plus fighting.
Yeah.
And
And if you're fierce, makes you 4.
Fierce. Yeah.
Yep.
4 plus.
4 plus. Okay, and the naval ratings are on 5.
But regular infantry.
But we've got to work out.
They're all 5, yeah.
Got to work out what the obstacle does. So the result of that was 4 dice each. 4 kills each. Well, 4 hits each. However, because John's fighting against me and I'm behind the wall, every 2 of John's kills, whereas every 1 of mine kills. So I killed 4 out of that, and John killed 2. So now we've got to work out the result. The luck of the Legates tonight, they lost the melee, so they have to retreat half, so that's a 4-inch move back. They then need to take a pinning test because of the casualties that they lost, and John was on needing 11s to pass his leadership, and rolls double 6. So they passed and don't get a pin. So that's really snookering me, because I can shoot at one unit, but that unit is going to be back in. Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh. However, I won, so I don't have to take a pin. So the British are okay there. In come the Mardis. Incoming Mardis, moved by the giant hand. In they come. Oh dear. Yeah. Jacob Rees-Bog has got to defend the wall here well. Yeah, we're looking good.
Well, we got 10.
So, that was 5 dice to 6. So Steve did actually get more dice hits. However, again it's the wall, so Steve needed 2s to kill, and I needed 1. So I win that one by 5 to 3. But I have lost 3 men, and Steve's moved back, so Steve's got a leadership test.
So you're 5 down to 4.
No, 6 down to 5.
6 down to 5.
That's 10.
Plus 10, yeah. Go on, Steve. I've done it. You can do it.
You just need 10, Steve.
Go on.
No,
Oh.
didn't get it. Sad state of affairs. So, yeah, the British stoutly standing against the foe. So we're looking at John over there. We've got Uncle Albert to galvanise the ratings, but we can shoot at the bigger unit. So we're going to shoot at the bigger unit, and that's going to cause them some grief with a bit of luck. I haven't got many men, have I? 2, 4, 6, 8 men. 2, 4, 6, 8. Do I lose? Do I? When I go down to half?
6. I think it's 6 men.
You sure? Yeah. I don't know.
I just read it.
You just read it, right? That's okay. Seems good to me. So I've only got 8 dice now, but we still need 5s or 6s to hit. So on with the dice. 3. Oh, that's well, that's pretty good.
3 dead.
3 dead. Good result. Good result there. John couldn't roll a double 6s or 6 and a 5 this time around, and they've taken a pin. But that small unit can charge me, which is a bit of a shame. Right, on to half a minute, and let's see who he's going to shoot. I think it's going to be the ones in front of him, because they're more of a trouble. So we've got 11 of those, haven't we? Managed to kill 3, which was well below average on 11 dice, and Steve didn't lose his leader and passed the pinning test as well. So they're up and ready to come in next time. I should imagine the Mardis will race those ones up as fast as they can to give me some trouble.
If they do anything this time.
Yeah, so we've got one over here to rally. So we need to look at the rally just in case we lose. We fail.
Yeah, I've worked that out now. So.
Yeah, good.
6 down to 5, back up to 6.
Hang on.
Oh, it's me. I've got 1 more to fire, haven't I? Oh, 1 more to fire. Yeah, get carried away. So Rees-Boggs, his troops only managed 2 out of 9 hits, but that does kill 2 because they're in the open and close range. And unfortunately for Steve, the unit, because they're leaderless, failed to pass the pinning test. It was just too much for them. So they've got a pin as well. So this right-hand flank of the British is looking pretty secure. The centre's slightly wobbly. And not sure about Uncle Albert's on the left. But we'll see how we go. Mardy turn now. So the British repulsed another attack by the Mardi, losing 2 of the centre unit. But the Mardis lost 4, so yeah, whittling them down, and we may get this unit that's on the far side coming in. No,
Oh, maybe not.
they're not going to go anywhere. Double 1, that was not handy. So this needed a rally test because he had 1 pin, and throughout the rest of the game, they've all passed. However, on this one, Steve rolled a 2 and a 1 on the dice. So what you do in the rally test is you minus the number of pins off the dice so that took it to 2. And they've got a discipline of +1 because they're veterans, and that took them up to 3. So if you get more than 2 or more,
2 or more you retreat.
2 or more you retreat. If Steve had got under 2,
No, it's above 2.
above 2,
And then 2 or
that was
less.
it. Yeah, above 2, it was a retreat, and
2 or less.
2 or less,
You
it
rout.
would have been a rout. So by the skin of his teeth, that big unit of Mardists hang on, but they do go backwards.
This has got a test.
John's got another one over here to test for the rally. 7.
7 +1 -1, so they passed.
So they're okay. They're good. Yep. Right. That's tricky over there. So, is that everything that the Mardis have done?
It is. It is.
What is it? British turn again?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Really
Then. So
amazing.
Rees-Bogg and his troop are going to finish off these Mardi in front of them. There's only 5 of them, but how many have I got? 3, 6, 9 still?
Take the bayonet to them.
You come out from behind your wall. Come.
Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Stupid, but fun.
So they're rocking. Look.
Oh yeah, we'll do it.
You're going to take the bayonet to them.
Yeah, go
We
on.
might as well, mightn't we? Because I'm going to win it.
But you might lose it if you take the bayonet to them.
Nah,
Yeah, go on.
there's not very many of them there.
It's not so much. It's not so. Well, yeah,
Don't
because
talk about it. Go
they
on.
can't charge, can they? 'Cause they're
No, they can't charge because they're pinned.
Yeah, so you might as well. Yeah.
Yeah, okay then. John's talked me into it. Rees-Bogg.
So you got
Rees-Bogg
10 now.
is going to test to see if he's going to charge. Oh, they're 7s, aren't they? Yeah. Right, I need 7 to charge.
6. Are they 7?
Yeah, he's a 7.
What's that say?
7.
-1 because they're morale. A +1 morale.
Yeah. So
That's 6.
so they pass.
You get +1 to dice.
Yeah. So on the 6 I pass.
You pass.
Just.
Pass. Now you
Yeah.
roll to see how far you go if you double it.
Yeah. Well, then
No,
have
that was
to,
activated, wasn't it? Yeah. So you just
a wall.
roll.
Yeah, because I'm at the wall, so it doesn't.
So you roll 1
Doesn't
dice
stop me.
and add it to your movement if you want a double.
But I'll hit anyway.
Will you?
6 inches. Yeah.
Are you sure? That'd be
Yes.
so funny if you start half an inch short, wouldn't it?
They're within 6 inches.
Go on in.
Yeah, measure it because you want to see how far they are. It's about 5.
6 inches is there.
Yeah, for the man at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, they're in. Okay then, boys, over the wall.
Bayonet. So funny if he loses.
Do like get up them. Well, it could.
Could go horribly wrong.
It could go horribly wrong.
It's 1 for 1, isn't it, for both sides, isn't it? So.
Yep, could go horribly wrong.
This is it. It is 1-1 now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, we have just remembered that this unit here,
They are the K Mardi.
they are. I think they are the K Mardi.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
that's the K.
K Fuzzy.
That's K.
And this is K Mardi.
Yeah.
The K Mardi should roll an extra 2 dice because that was what the leader got when we rolled up at the beginning. So Steve's going to add in 2 extra dice for this one. So you've got 2 dice. You've got 2 extra dice. So that takes you up to 7, doesn't it? 7 to my 9, or whatever it is.
I'm on 4s, you're
Yeah.
on 5s.
Yeah, and you're needing 4s, and I need 5s. So let's see what you get for yours.
Don't you want to roll first?
Yeah. I can see why you didn't.
Oh.
That's not bad. 4. 4 of the British dead. See, I should have stayed behind the wall.
Yes, you should have stayed behind the wall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, you need
need
5 and
fives.
6s.
I need 5 and 6s.
You got 1.
I got 1. Do you know, they're just very bad people, these. Talk you into it and laugh at you when you fail. Well, that didn't go quite as well as I thought it might. Talked into a rash move there. So I lost. It didn't take a lot talking into it. It didn't, no.
Still
It
fun at the
didn't.
time, didn't it?
Yeah. So they're fierce tribal infantry, so they hit on 4s, and the British hit on 5s. And with the extra 2 dice to the Mahdi, there was 4 British casualties and 1 Mahdi casualty. So the British have retreated back behind the barricade, and I had to take a pinning test, which I failed. So they've got 1 pin. So all they can do is rally next turn, which is a bit disappointing. But these can't charge in, so we're lucky. But these can. Not as many of them there, but they might be able to do a bit of damage. Yes. Let's go.
Well, that's trouble now.
We have taken some revenge, and half a minute from the centre has wiped out the Mahdi's here, and that's the first unit of Mahdi's destroyed. A lot of the others are a little bit low in numbers, but they're not so bad. So then we move on to Uncle Albert's unit.
Yep.
And he is going to be shooting at... Do I have to shoot at them?
They're closest.
Are they? Oh, well, I'll shoot at them then. Makes not much odds, does it?
Not quite sure how we did that. But
And we got 8. It was that Wargamer's finger, wasn't it?
15.
Wargamer's finger.
There's not a lot in it. No, there's
They're
not
the
a lot in
same.
it.
They're the same number of men, aren't they? More or less.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Men, three.
Yeah.
Well, 5 and 6.
Yeah. It would have been. It would have been nice if. No. It would have been better for you if I could have shot the other ones and killed them all. Because then you could have probably fired the gun at me.
But they're closer.
But they're closer. Okay, so I need 5s.
2.
2. Oh, not so many.
And I roll, let's see, leader, net,
Nope.
unit,
No.
8 down to 7, back up to 7, 8, 9, and I rolled 9. So they are
Right. So
fine,
they are fine then. Oh dear.
but they only fight at half strength.
Yes, because there's only 3 of them. Right, okay, that's all the British firings done. Up to the Mahdi to see what they can do. There's not much that they can do, I don't think.
Well, I'm going to attack, blah, 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 blah.
We go to charge.
Yeah. I will charge that unit in.
Gun.
I will, I'll do the gun in a minute. Yeah, he's fine with that unit. So I'll charge these in, hopefully. So
Charge them in.
5
Yep.
down to 4. Ooh,
They're all
I
okay.
love it.
Yep. In they go. Yee! No, perhaps they don't make that noise.
No, I don't think
No. They should be whirling though, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Right. Okay then. Let's see what the combat. That was a close one. I managed to win 4-2, 3-2, 3-2, which just allowed me to do that. I'd still remain in close order. Just
I need 7.
need 7.
Obs first. Nope.
Not
I need 7. 9.
9. So they're all okay. All right. So you're going to charge those 3 men in?
Might as well. What the heck?
What the heck? In they go.
Oh, definitely going. I needed 8.
Oh dear. Another wave of Mahdi. Only
Well,
3 men.
Another. Let's call it a wave. Trickle.
Trickle. They got a pin. Yeah, well, that was a bit of a shame. 1 man Mahdi left. Didn't do enough to take out of close order. Your cannon, John?
Cannon. Yeah.
Now, the cannon now. Can
The
fire
cannon
them.
now can shoot them. Yeah. If you pass,
no, it
if you
can't.
rolled a 7, but not. Yeah, no, you don't.
Started off so well that gun.
Started off so well and hasn't hit a barn door since.
Pre-turn.
Well, the gentlemanly thing has been done, and the Mahdi's have decided to retreat from the field. And we're just having a little discussion on how things went. I mean, we were just wanted to test the rules and see how the rules worked and get our heads around them. So we thought we'd just do a straight on sort of heads on, and we thought we might have been able to make it a little bit more fair by doing, it was more or less double the points for the Mahdi versus the British, but the cover might have been a little bit too much for hard cover, and the Mahdi might have been better off with having another 12 points. Another 3 units.
Get some more things painted.
Yeah.
All the reinforcements.
All reinforcements, or bringing ones in from the side.
We could have brought these back.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
So we might try this one again with extra Mali or the reinforcements coming in, and perhaps not have the barricades. We'll see how that might work. But also we'll have to have a game with one of the scenarios out of the book to see how that runs, because that could make it much different, couldn't it? Where one unit isn't stationary and able to fire each turn.
And we also took the forces out of the book.
Yeah, we did just.
We just done what they suggested rather than actually built them.
Yeah, just took them straight out of the book for the suggested ones for the armies. So yeah, interesting. I think it could be fun.
Yeah, they're fun, easy.
Yeah, much like Rebels and Patriots, it's very similar gameplay. A little bit of fun and intrigue in it. So yeah, get a couple of more games going. Try it again if we wanted to do this again. This way round, or one of the scenarios out of the
Get
books.
more Mardi done really.
Yeah, a few more Mardis.
A lot of British done.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing this game, but have it like we did it in the middle. And,
So I hope you enjoyed our ramble through the men's that would be king. We tried to cover most of the rules that came up as the game went on, and obviously there was a few things that we got wrong. One being the main thing at the beginning with regards to pin markers, but we did advance some troops up a bit more quickly once we'd realised that we impeded them a bit too much. Probably it may have been better if they weren't randomised when they first came on for the Mardis, and that John had control over where he placed them, and he might have been able to use his figures and his army in a much more coordinated way, perhaps overloading one side and just pinning the other 2 British units. But it was a start to the game and playing the game for the first time. I quite enjoyed it. Obviously I was on the winning side of the British, but it was fun, and I think it does play much. It's similar to Rebels and Patriots, but the gameplay is subtly different. Whereas in Rebels and Patriots you've got one leader who controls his army, and you're using his leadership for all the units. Whereas in this one, each leader has its own leadership value and only controls their unit, and that gives a different gameplay, which was noticeable. And some of the other rules in here, where you can sort of skirmish and move and fire, is good. So yeah, lots of nice little different things in this game to keep us occupied. So I think, as we said in our little roundup of discussion, yeah, worth having another go at this. Certainly going to have a few games with our Sudan range, and probably get a few more bits. Anyway, as I say, I hope you enjoyed it as we did, and thanks very much for watching. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up, share if you would, and certainly subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more, and hit the notification bell. It does help if you want to get notifications of my next videos up. Don't forget, I do also have a Ko-fi campaign running, and if you want to check that out, check the little link in the descriptions down below. But next game, I think possibly trying to get another bolt action game in, and I think that may well be Blitzkrieg again. So until the next time, take care.